Okay, moms, I want you to stop and think about the stories your stuff tell. The things your things would say to you if they could speak to you, because honestly, they are, whether you realize it or not. And I want to give you a little bit of a story that comes from an experience I had when I was in school for feng shui. And my feng shui master teacher, Barry Gordon, he did this class exercise where he had a student stand up in front of the room while he had all of the rest of the classmates think positive or negative thoughts about that student. And he did this with muscle testing. Okay, so he stood behind the student and he would hold up the number 1 to indicate to students to think something negative. And then he would hold up the number 2 to indicate students to think something positive, all while her eyes were closed, okay? And so she had no idea what number that he was holding up. And so here's what happened. Every single time, without fail, that he held up one finger, she could not resist him. Her arm would just flop, okay, go flaccid. Every single time that he held up 2 fingers, she was strong as a bull. She could resist him completely without fail. And so this speaks to the idea of how other people's negative thoughts can weaken us, right? They can weaken our bodies. And how our own negative thoughts can weaken our bodies. And so there's, this was a class all about busting limiting beliefs. And so in feng shui, there's this theory of relativity, basically. So that which is closest to us obviously has the biggest impact on us, right? So you could pass by somebody on a street and they could think something negative about you, and it might have a slightly weakening effect. But if there's somebody next to you who's having negative thoughts about you on a regular basis, now that's going to weaken you even more. And if that person is yourself, well, guess what's going to happen, right? You're going to be in a pretty weakened and stuck state. Now, this is also true for the items around you. And just a little side note there. So in feng shui, you have the power within yourself to work on your personal qi, right? Then you have the power within yourself to work on the qi of your space. So that would start with your bed, right? The number 1 place where we spend the most time. Then it would travel out to the bedroom. Then it would travel out to all the other areas in your home. And then that qi travels out to the whole building or the whole house or the whole neighborhood. Then it travels out to your workplace. It travels out to your city, to your state, to your country, to other countries, to the entire world. And yes, you have the power within your own meditative practice to influence the world, okay? But let's just start with bringing more awareness to the things that you have and to the story that those things are telling you. So that way we have more control over what we place. Sometimes we place things in our homes in an unconscious way, and they have an impact on us in an unconscious way, right? So let's say we're looking at your love corner and it's got Amazon boxes piled up that have been there for a few months. So what is that saying about your love? Is it going stale? Is the passion just kind of dying, right? It's saying, I'm sorry, honey, but I think we're gonna, just take it easy for a little while in the bedroom. Maybe that's what those boxes would be saying. Or let's say you've got that plant in your new beginnings area and it's kind of drying out. And so maybe that plant's saying, oh, I know you wanted to do that project, but that's not happening right now. I'm sorry. We're going to take a break on that one. Or let's say you have this picture of a tree with no leaves. It's saying to you, sorry, honey, there just aren't enough leaves for you, okay? I think you just need you need to get by with a little bit less right now. Or let's say you have that picture of the single lady you know, after your divorce. Well, she's kind of saying, you know, you're doing fine on your own. You're very empowered about that, right? So let's see if we turn this around a little bit and start to bring more fullness, more abundance to different areas of our lives. Plants that are fully alive and fully taken care of, showing us that we follow through on our projects. Or taking care of that dust on the floor that's saying, hey, I know you've been feeling sick for a while, but, you know, can we stop? I mean, can we do something about it? Huh? Maybe? I think we could work together. I don't say this from a place of judgment, by the way. I say this from a place of compassion because I know these things happen to me too. And I also know they're telling me a story. So, you know, you don't have to be perfect, but just pay attention to the stories that your stuff is telling you and see if there's something you want to do about it. Okay? I dare ya.